Marvel doesn't want you to notice this, but some Avengers in the multiverse are actually worse than the villains. Across the Marvel multiverse, there are countless versions of Earth's mightiest heroes, and some of them are far stronger, far more dangerous, and even completely villainous. And here's the craziest part. Marvel has already started teasing their existence, because this isn't just random storytelling anymore, it's building towards something massive. A multiverse-level conflict where different versions of the Avengers will clash. And in this video, we're diving into the most insane Avengers variants across the multiverse, and why they could shape the future of the MCU. The moment Marvel introduced the multiverse, everything changed. It introduced one powerful idea. Every choice, every moment, every timeline creates a new version of the same hero. So, out there somewhere, there's an Iron Man who never became a savior, a Captain America who took a darker path, a Thor who lost everything he cared about, and a Hulk who never learned to stop. These aren't just what-if scenarios anymore. They are real possibilities within the MCU, and slowly, all of these versions are being pulled closer together. Let's begin with Iron Man. Tony Stark is known as a genius, a protector, and the man who helped save the universe. But in other timelines, that story doesn't always play out the same way. There are versions of Iron Man who become obsessed with control. Instead of protecting humanity, they try to dominate it. Imagine a Tony Stark who builds suits not to defend the world, but to rule it. And beyond that, there are even more advanced versions. Variants where his technology evolves far beyond anything we've seen, almost godlike in power. In the multiverse, Iron Man isn't always the hero. Sometimes he becomes the villain. Now, let's move on to Captain America. Steve Rogers stands for honor, loyalty, and justice. But what happens when those values change? In some realities, Captain America doesn't fight for freedom. Instead, he represents control, a darker version, one that follows orders blindly, even when those orders are wrong. And in other timelines, he never becomes Captain America at all. Someone else takes the shield. Different personality, different mindset, same strength, but a completely different outcome, which proves something important. It's not the shield that defines the hero, it's the choices they make. Thor is one of the strongest Avengers, but across the multiverse his journey looks very different. There are versions of Thor who never learned humility, versions who remained arrogant, reckless, and dangerous. And then there are broken versions. Thor variants who lost everything. Their family, their purpose, their identity. These versions aren't heroes anymore. They're unstable. But on the opposite side, there are also versions of Thor that reach unimaginable levels of power. Gods among gods. Far stronger than anything we've seen in the MCU so far. Hulk is already one of the most dangerous Avengers. Now, imagine that power with no limits at all. In some timelines, Bruce Banner never gains control over the Hulk, and that creates something terrifying. A version driven purely by rage. No intelligence, no restraint, only destruction. But there are also smarter versions. Hulks that combine intelligence with strength. Strategic, calculated, deadly. And those might be even more dangerous because a smart Hulk doesn't just smash, he thinks ahead. Now, we get to the most dangerous category. Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch. These two already have the ability to manipulate reality, but their variants, they go even further. There are versions of Doctor Strange who become corrupted by power, who go too deep into dark magic, and completely lose themselves. And then there's Scarlet Witch, a character capable of rewriting reality itself. In some universes, she doesn't hold back, she doesn't hesitate. She simply reshapes the world however she wants. And power like that, across multiple universes, is exactly what could cause a complete multiverse collapse. So, what does all of this lead to? It means the Avengers we know are just one piece of a much bigger picture. Because when all these variants finally collide, heroes will face other heroes. Different versions of the same characters will battle each other, and the line between good and evil will completely disappear. This isn't just a theory anymore. It's the direction Marvel is heading toward. So the next time you watch an Avengers movie, keep this in mind. Somewhere out there, there's another version of that same hero, and they might not be on our side.